We've had it here over the years, and it always seems to create a special atmosphere.
Yeah, I think, well, an eventful game. Would have been a lot more comfortable in the last 5 minutes if we hadn't obviously conceded. But I think, delighted for the lads and delighted for the fans. I think in terms of, we've been in that position numerous times and dropped points this season where we've obviously conceded late on. So again, it's another new experience. So delighted for the lads to get one over the line.
Is there anything you can do to help them manage games better in the last 5 minutes? Even at Sheffield United, there wasn't much time after you equalised, but they could have had 3 penalty shouts and goodness as well. Tonight I thought there was a time when Georgia, if he got the ball, might just knocked it for Sinclair.
Ever the positive.
Do they bring one? No.
Ever the positive. We win 2-1 at home.
I'm very positive.
Do well, and
we're
going after what's bad.
How you're playing, but if they're going to get better, do you think they just need to manage?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's something that you can work on, you think?
Well, you can. It's difficult to replicate pressure, right? If someone was to come in and put you under a huge amount of pressure and you're relatively new to it and you've had experiences where it's gone wrong, naturally you're going to be nervous. They're human. And then, of course, you have to remember the age of some of them. We're bringing on people that are 20, 21, 22. So they're still young in their careers. So, of course, it's new experiences for them in terms of, building results back to back. They've performed terrifically well for... consistently for a while. So everyone chases perfection. Everyone overanalyzes everything. Normally we're sat here with 3 points, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. And after Tuesday night as well, a terrific physical effort because last 2 games in pretty quick succession.
4 games in 10 days. So when you look at some of them, we got back at 3 a.m. on Wednesday. So the turnaround and, you see some of them, the shift they put in tonight, it says everything for me. And that's probably the most pleasing thing in terms of just culturally. You can see how hard they work, how all in they are, and how competitive, the willingness to run, to fight, to scrap, to hold each other accountable, I think is another big thing. You can see them talking on the pitch and problem solving and driving things. So they're a fantastic group that deserve all the plaudits.
And that's a Norwich team that needed a result tonight really to keep their playoff hopes alive. So they were always going to be right on it. And it was, there was both teams creating chances right from the start.
Yeah, I thought it was a good game of football. I thought it was really, how, when they've got some top players. When you look at their front line, especially, with the front three, they've got some top players and they're well coached. They're really difficult in terms of, we obviously did a terrific job in the second goal to get the pressure on, which we did really well away from home, and that was part of the plan. We felt if we could get the press right, because they want to build up and spend quite a bit of time in that, we could regain it near goal and cause problems that way. But naturally, they're very, very good at it. So when they do get it right, they're through you, which... what we've then got is a group of lads that are willing to run and get back behind the ball. So I thought they had a bit of everything in the game in terms of, I thought, some really high moments of quality.
Absolutely. I was just going to say some wonderful moves at times. And one down the right when Sykes had his shot blocked and that sort of thing. You're playing really, really good football, particularly at home, and causing every team you've played problems.
Yeah, and that's been the biggest kind of message, I think, over the last, probably since Cardiff, I think, was, concentrating doing us. Being brave to do us, whatever the outcome, at least we can look at ourselves and we were true to us and how we want to play and what we want to do. And we're brave. And I think, you see it tonight, there's naturally you get it right, you get it wrong. But I thought for the large whole of it, the lads showed real bravery to go and try and play the way we want to tonight.
I'm leaving down to talk about the playoffs. We agreed that tonight, so it's going to be him, not me. So thank you for that.
No,
start with that Max O'Leary though as well tonight.
Yeah,
obviously keepers come under a little criticism. Great at Sheffield United, great against tonight.
Yeah, top saves. You don't come away with the points unless he makes the saves. I thought, made some, he had some key people step up in key moments tonight, and that's what you need. You need the whole squad to do it, and various people have done it at different times. But Max definitely stepped up tonight, as did obviously Naki and Sykesy with the goals. But I think it's on the collective. I think you could go through everybody and pull out a lot of positives on bits from the game. So yeah, massive.
We didn't get a chance to speak to you on Tuesday, but Joe Williams was great impact there and another really good performance tonight. Must be great having him back available and firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a bitty season, really, isn't he? With the injury and then obviously the red card, and I thought he was outstanding the other night. And I've seen it in training. I know I said it previously when he wasn't playing. His level in training has been top. So he's key in everything that we do. As are all of them. They're all fully all in, and he was excellent tonight.
I think him and Marcus haven't played as much football as the other two. Do you think that could be a real bonus heading into these last one games, especially that bit of freshness?
Yeah, I think the next 2 weeks is really important. I think having like I said, 4 games in 10 days has been relentless. So I think in terms of giving the lads a little bit of time, They know how we want to play. They know the principles of what we're trying to do. They know the expectations culturally. So we're at a stage where I think you chase a little bit of freshness. So again, I think we've got, like you said, some lads that are returning back from injury or don't necessarily have a huge amount of minutes. And that I think we've, especially in the last 4 games, we've had to manage the squad. We've had to rotate people, and I think the lads have done a great job of stepping in and delivered when required. So yeah, we're going to need everybody in the in the final 8.
Just on injuries, how's George Tanner doing? Obviously, disappointing news before kick-off.
Yeah, he had surgery yesterday. It was from the block first half, for outstanding moment where he's made a block, and yeah, a little bit of swelling afterwards. It's one of those injuries which unfortunately happen.
Do you have any rough idea, timescale, not wanting to put one on it?
Hopefully we'll see him before the end of the year. Don't know for definite. You never know in terms of how they respond. The operation went well. He seems to have responded really well. So hopefully we can accelerate things, but it all depends on how his body responds.
Just finding that front, I know you mentioned a few weeks ago you're going to have Ross back over the break. That's on track?
Yeah, still on track. Yeah, hopefully Ross will we'll join some training this week and then fully train for Burnley week.
So I'm imagining you want to carry that momentum too. The break coming at a good time considering how many games you had in quick succession. Yeah,
definitely. Staff of huge credit to the staff as well. Have worked incredibly hard behind the scenes. When you've got a week like this week to turn around you've got people watching 4 games on the opposition and coding it and analysing it and putting bits together. It's a huge effort from everybody. The kitchen staff are in to make sure that everybody gets everything they need nutritionally. You've got it's a massive operation behind the scenes. So tonight the staff deserve a huge amount of credit because they've really worked hard over the last few weeks.
Which stitched me up. So were you looking at the table tonight, enjoying it, or not paying any attention?
Of course I'm aware. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't look at it, but it doesn't mean anything yet. It's where are you after 46 games? So for me, it like I said, you want people to be excited. You want there to be a buzz. You want there to be an energy. You want people to dream. But our job is to make sure that we stay grounded and focused. So, which the more noise there is, the harder it becomes. So for me, of course, want to push the lads, and ultimately is where are we after another 8? So my job is to make sure that we keep focused on getting ready for Burnley.
Talk about the young squad, game management, that sort of thing, and pressure. Obviously, the pressure becomes greater in terms of the position in the league as well, which you talked about there. How do you kind of balance that excitement with keeping level-headed, being aware of what the situation is? Because the players are ultimately getting excited as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think, and I don't think you can just change it. I think what we've done a good job of, and I remember it was this time last year we'd had a tough period, if you remember. 4 losses in 5. We'd had a tough period going into this break, and then we played Leicester and obviously finished the last 8 quite well. So we've used those experiences. They're not things that just happened and we just move on from it. They're experiences we've used along the way. And I think if you look at the course of this season, what we've worked really hard is to go game to game, and you can see that if you go back on the performances and results, we've tended to bounce from one game into the next quite well. And that's the same message. I think the lads are quite clear. The cultural work and the expectation and how you manage emotions has been going on since we joined the club. So I don't think you can all of a sudden now do that. And we spoke a lot around our bubble and making sure that we concentrate on the things which we can control, which is being present, by being focused, by turning up and putting in the hard yards. Which I don't. It's only a handful of games this year where I think back to where. We've lost games because of a lack of quality or a little bit of luck or whatever it might be, but we haven't lost many games because we haven't turned up and given everything. And that has to be the main thing in the last game. Have the belief, but turn up and understand what we have to do.
Are you going away at all, or any kind of additional break over the internationals?
Spending time with my family. We're staying in the UK, but I'm going to a game tomorrow actually.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that, and then time with the family.
And the players, like, because you've won tonight, does that alter the break at all?
No.
No.
We don't too often punish when you lose and reward when you win. It's run the very best program that you can, so we're quite consistent with that. So we run the very best program. We're really consistent. I think that's quite important for lads and planning and family and that side of it. The lads need the rest, so they've got some time off now, and we're back in start middle of the week to go and work.
Liam, can I just ask you a question from Sunday's papers as well, please? Nacuel's golden oldie. Can you say a few words about his performance today? Because it was obviously hit and miss, because he looked mortified when he missed that. the second chance. But can you say a few words about his performance today, and also can you just bring us up to date where you are in terms of his long-term future, and also what you think he can bring to the team as you're sort of pushing for the promotion, as the promotion finishing line's getting closer. Sorry, it's a long.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah, no update on the contractual thing. We've been in touch with his agent, and Brian's speaking with the agent, so that's still ongoing behind the scenes. So there's no news on that one. I think in terms of, when you look at, he's had a fantastic season. To be fair, when you look at his contribution and what he brings for the group, I think he's the only one we've got over the age of 30, which speaks. Is important as well. I think he's hugely instrumental in some of the stuff behind the scenes. Keeping people on track and focus and holding people accountable, and the personality he brings and the standards he sets. You only have to look at his physical condition to see how well he looks after himself. So delighted he got the goal tonight. And then knowing him as well as I do, I know how tough he is on himself and how still how hungry he is to actually perform and deliver. So I know it'd be frustrating not to get the second one, but. Ultimately, he stepped up in a key moment tonight and delivered when we needed him.
Can you say a few words then about the influence it is going to have as you're sort of approaching the finishing line?
Yeah, huge. I challenged all the lads to have a voice in terms of speaking up, and he's obviously a really key one because of his experience and what he brings. And of course, we'll be using every bit of him, Joe Williams, Knighty, Rob Dickey, all of them are so key, and that's where I think that the biggest bit, it's on all of them, it's on the collective, it's on all of us to step up, and obviously Naki's a huge part of that.
Can I just clarify your position on Naki? Am I right in thinking you want him to stay beyond this summer?
Yeah, I would, I'd keep it.
Yeah, you just wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Right, thanks.
Have a good weekend, everybody.